Hey guys, Dr. Kristie Ennis. Welcome to Follow Me Friday, where motion is lotion for our swinging hips today. We've got a standing part and we have a part on the ground, starting standing. Okay, I'm gonna start with my hands on my hips. You guys just follow right along. We're gonna take that hip and we're gonna swing it across. Really let momentum actually help you here. You can add some arms in too if you want. We're gonna do a woohoo or not. We're gonna do about 10 on each side here. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Use something sturdy if you need to for balance, certainly too, unless you want to challenge that balance. Nothing wrong with that. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo, it was a delicate tap. 8, 9, and 10. All right, keep those feet together. We're gonna have an imaginary hula hoop and you're gonna circle those hips up. We're gonna go 5 in each direction here. So we're even getting the spine involved a little bit too. Woo! I was just so excited about this when I fell over. There's 3, 2 more in this direction. 4. If you need a little extra loosening up, this is where it's a great time to pull out that Derma Edge and get a little bit of scraping in there to get some blood flow going. I know I showed you my arm, but you would do it for your hips for this one. That's 2, I think, 3. Make these circles as big as you can within your comfort level though. And that is 5. Okay, we're gonna take one leg up and we're gonna circle it around and then switch. Really, again, think big. Ooh, that was a crack. I'm not even sure. I think the whole leg. Big circles, as big of a circle as you can get here. We're gonna do 2 more on each side, and then we're switching the direction. So 1 more on that side, 1 more on that side. Now we have to switch brains too, at least I do, and we're gonna come all the way around. Again, if it's uncomfortable, just make it a smaller circle. You can even keep that leg straight if you need to. Do what feels good for your body. That's what this is all about today. I feel like I'm hiking over something. And 1 more on the other side. Okay, we're gonna bring those legs wide. I'm gonna turn those toes out at about a 45-degree angle. You're gonna come down, hands on those thighs, knees over those toes, and we're gonna dip one shoulder in as I press that opposite leg out to get that inner thigh back to the middle, and then again, that dip and that press. My spine's even happy about this one too. There we go. Good, remember that little press, that opposite thigh to get that inner thigh. If you want to press open both, you can too, whatever feels good for you. And good, 1 more on each side here. Awesome. Okay, you're gonna keep those legs wide, but turn those toes so they're forward. Think about pressing those hips forward a little so we open up those hip flexors. And then I'm gonna rotate, I'm keeping my leg here, but I'm gonna rotate to one side. So I'm really stretching again that opposite leg. Back to the center, and then it's a turn and a press that hip even more to get that inner thigh in the front of that thigh. Love this one. I love all these. Ooh-wee, good. Remember, these should feel good, not painful. These are moving stretches, so these are safe to do if you've been sitting for any length of time, really, because we're working again on getting that blood flow going. We don't want to jump right into static stretching if you haven't moved at all. So great to do right in the beginning of the day, even for an office break, the end of the day. They give me a little bit of energy too, so keep that in mind. And awesome. Okay, keep those legs wide again, but we're gonna go into a side lunge with a rotation. So I'm gonna lunge that way. As I do so, I'm gonna bring this opposite arm down and I'm gonna turn so that other arm is up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna turn my neck too because it actually feels good for my neck. So we're getting a little hamstring, a little inner thigh, twisting that spine. We always get lots of things at once here. Nice, good. As far over as you can, again, that is comfortable for you. You don't have to turn your head either if that doesn't feel comfortable. I'm gonna do 1 more to each side. And then we're going to have one more standing. And we're gonna get on the ground. Okay, I'm gonna face this way so you can see me. We're gonna go into a lunge. You can bend that back knee or you can keep it straight. The key is pushing that hip forward, and then you're gonna straighten out that back leg, shift those hips back so we're getting the hamstring and that shin. So it's just that little rock back and forth. You can have a chair or something next to you if need be. If, whoops, like that, you're gonna lose your balance. It was a good save on my part though. And again, remember, if it bothers you, you need a lunge all the way, just keep it straight and concentrate on pushing that hip forward. Here's 3. We're gonna do 2 more on this side and then switch. Notice I'm trying, hopefully well, to keep my back flat as I do this, so it's just those hips that are pushing back. Last one on this side. Ankles even getting a little bit of a snappy crackle pop there. And then switch. 5 on this side, and then we're going onto the ground. So same idea, press that hip forward, shift and straighten. Ooh, and come on down. That's 1, here's 2. I can't look at you guys or I probably will lose my balance. 3. 2 more to go. 4. And this is 5. And now we're gonna go down onto the ground in a seated position. Okay, starting out seated, I've got my feet about hip widths apart. You can go a little wider if that's comfortable. I'm gonna drop both knees down to one side, and I'm gonna add a little press here on this opposite leg to help stretch out that hip flexor even a little bit more. But you pay attention to how you feel. If you're like, ooh, nope, doesn't feel good, don't force it, right? Just go nice and gentle. This is all about gentle, all about feeling good today. I call these windshield wipers. I didn't make that name up. Lots of people call them windshield wipers. Just so that you know if you do, look it up. Ooh, I definitely had a little snap in my hip, which felt good. Clearly my body needs to move today. However, your hands are comfortable behind you as well. And 1 more to the other side. Then we've got 1 more seated. And then we're going on our backs. So nice and wide, or as wide as you comfortably can. Try to keep those knees straight, but if you need to bend them, it's okay too. I'm gonna reach towards that leg, and then I'm gonna add a little side, not very much, but a little side bend over, come back to the middle and switch. I'm reaching towards the outside of my leg. There's not one spot that you have to be, so it's okay if you can only reach towards your knee. Whatever feels, again, good, right? This one's always a little bit harder just because of the position that it is. Hopefully you feel a nice stretch in those hamstrings, those inner thighs. Try to keep those toes pointed, or flexed, I should say, up, and engaging in through the legs. So you're pressing those legs down. 1 more on the other side. And then we're gonna go right onto our backs. And take a nap. No, just kidding. So for this one, you're gonna grab behind the thigh with a bent knee, and then you're gonna work on just gently straightening. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way straight. You're gonna go as straight as that leg wants to go and feels a nice stretch, not a painful stretch, just a gentle stretch. It's not no pain, no gain here. So that's 3. We're just gonna do 5. 4, you may notice that you're able to get a little bit more as you go. And if you keep those toes flexed up towards you, you get a little bit more in the calf too. And switching sides. Pay attention too to which ones of these exercises might feel the best for you. And you can go ahead and do those at any time, right? Always think about that when you're watching any of these videos. Take away what really feels good for you and do it more frequently. That's how we really get to keep moving, stay moving, and feeling good. 1 more. Just a little extra hold there because it felt good. Okay, you're gonna take 1 ankle, cross it over that thigh. And from here, you're going to press open into that leg, stretching out kind of that inner thigh, a little into the hip flexor. And then you're gonna take it and you're gonna bring it across to the opposite shoulder. So we're getting piriformis and some of those other glute muscles. So again, getting kind of the opposite muscles depending on which way we're moving that hip. So that's 2. We'll do 5 of these too. This is another one that always feels really awesome to be. 2 more on this side. Last one, and then switching sides. So I'm trying to keep this other hip grounded, right? I'm not rolling over as I do this one. However, I will say, if that really feels awesome to you, go ahead and do so. We're often taught that things have to be done in one specific way, and that's not the case. Always pay attention to what feels good for your body and what doesn't. And that may vary day to day. I know it does for me. 2 more on this side. That's 1. Oh. My hips always need some extra love. Okay, last exercise. You're going to turn those toes out as those heels come together. We're going to lift that butt up, keep those knees open, really kind of working in through those glutes a little bit, stretching out those hip flexors. And then as you come down, soles of the feet can come together and you're going to open those thighs up. So get into those inner thighs even more. Turn those toes again so the heels are down, foot is down, but toes are out and coming back up. So nice and slow and controlled. We're going to do 5 of these. So here's 3. See if you can let gravity even open things up a little bit more as you go. And if they can't, that's okay too. Just try not to hold, just let go. Hard thing to do sometimes. Last one. Open up. Excellent job.